Hey, there it is. Couldn't find my webcam. I wanted to start it without the old man face for once. How's everybody doing? I think I could see chats. I'm gonna move some things around here. I have so many windows open, and in one of my windows is an 81. Yeah, Polytopia open, and then I have like 100 tabs, and then I have Sony contracts with Spotify. Good Lord. Which obviously is a potential future video thing. Yeah, there's this song that's been in my head all week. This thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain, it's a beautiful day. Maybe I could play a clip of it, I wonder. I don't know. I don't want to get demonetized. I bet somebody monetized it, but it's this little Jamaican kid just singing like... Yeah, and it's so fun to harmonize over. So we should play Polytopia. It's my 100th stream. I can't believe it. Can anyone believe it? it's yeah, wow. It feels like, I think I mentioned this last week. It feels like it's either my second stream or, like my 10th stream or my 1000th stream. It just doesn't feel like 100th. It feels like it's either been a really, really long time or not that long at all. I feel like everybody's in the room here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in Polytopia, which I think is like actually kind of just about the amount of licenses that I gave out. I bought a bunch. Yeah. And this is just a different thing to do. We're not doing any pro audio stuff this time around. We're just going to have fun and play strategy games against the community, I guess. And I don't know if it's going to last a really long time or a really short time, but Commander Viral is on his Steam Deck. That's good. Yeah, all right. Venus Theory will not be joining us because he's putting together a computer chair. And anybody who's ever played Polytopia, anybody who's never played Polytopia before, let me explain it. It's like Civilization, but not as complicated and quicker. And I don't know how much time people have in between the game timers live. Oh, so everybody has a time bank. Okay. So anybody, I'm going to tell everybody, we got another person in. I'm going to let everybody know that everyone has a specified amount of time total to make all their moves, by the way. So you don't want to lag when it's your turn. Smiley face. And then I will copy that, and then I will paste it into the Discord. Steam, Discord, Signal, Instagram, text. What other chat services? Messenger do I have open right now? All right, this will be fun. I do kind of wish that I could see everybody's playing, but, we're just going to have to do it this way. I am so terrible at this game lately. Is it my turn? Okay, well then I will hurry up. And, wait, it's not my turn. Okay. Yeah. I believe that's just X. Oh, okay, I see up here. I can't read. I feel like my bulb's too warm. I have a remote control light that I can, if I want to make it really warm in here, like, oh yeah, there's a fire next to my head. Or, I can make it really cool. That looks about better. Wow, 5,500K? I don't believe that. Yeah, I think the game's on sale, actually. I'm in no way affiliated with them. Should ask them for money. But, yeah, no, I'm in no way affiliated with... I'm asking a completely different industry for money. Not for money, but for free things this month. You know what I want? I want the Expressive Osmos thing. That's what I want. That's like the piece of gear that I really want sent to me. I will buy it too. Actually, I don't think it's going to be shipping until like June though. So that's a bummer. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to spoil future videos, and I also don't want to like announce things that aren't going to happen. But yeah, all the stuff I'm working at, like, I'm just trying to get lent like $20,000 worth of mocap stuff, just because. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. There's a lot of players. This might actually. I imagine it'll pick up once people understand the futility of their bank. So yeah, I might as well do Q&As in the chat. Not that there's that many people here on my... Yeah, I didn't broadcast who Mr. Bill's playing, by the way, for anyone wondering. That's actually Mr. Bill. He's playing from half a mile away. There's a Yeah, the Osmos, and I think it cost. I think it went up to 1,700. I think it was initially going to be like $1,200, it it's understandable. I think the initial price was like in what 2019. I think a couple things have changed since 2019. This is very entertaining. This is why I didn't blast the stream on my main channel. Oh my god, it's my turn. Okay. So I want to move my feller out. And I would like to research something like organization. And then I guess that's about all I can do. Oh, it's $14.99? Damn. It was just on sale for half off, I think. That's a bummer. Well, you could get it on Android for free, I think. I think it just costs extra money for the tribes. But, yeah, I feel like I should be doing something else. Like I should have another window open that's... Yeah, I was doing the Xbox only thing for a long time. And then somebody recommended Days Gone. And I was like, well, that doesn't exist for anything but PlayStation and PC, so I played it on PC, and I actually got really into it. I thought it was a really good game, and but yeah, I don't know. There's not too many terribly exciting things happening on Xbox lately. Wait, it's that much Canadian? Yeah, it's 1,800. 1,800 American. Fucking Cuckoo got one. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I would prefer to buy it, honestly. I'm kind of not into the weird free gear thing. I mean, I am, but, you know, it always makes me feel awkward. Oh, am I reading the right chat? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I am at I'm at a pretty big disadvantage because people could, if they were watching the stream, who's winning? Unknown tribe, yeah. I feel like, because that is kind of the big thing, right? Is like there are, what, 7 people, 8 people throughout here, and nobody knows where anybody is. Man, the name of my town, FYI, just so you don't know, I did not name it that. Okay? That's unfortunate. I think it's just random names. God damn it. I'm gonna get my channel banned from this. Oh, greetings from America. Jeez. Warzone DMZ. I don't know what that is. I'll look that up. It's gonna be my turn. I feel like this will move faster once everybody sort of gets there. Oh, it's a Call of Duty game. Hmm. I'm going to continue expanding my... Yeah, see, everybody has a countdown up here. It's PvP, unless you're asking about Warzone DMT or whatever. Uh-oh. Oh, almost ran out of time. So yeah, I think it's just a count. Weird. So I wonder what happens. Maybe you lose a turn or something? I hope. Yeah, man, that would suck so much if it was like at an intense point. It's kind of funny to see all the sim selections names in Polytopia instead. Wonder if they will hold up the same. The game really does pick up after like the 10th turn, 11th. Well, I feel like the 10th turn, you just have a lot to do. At that point, it'll start getting really chaotic for each turn. And then after like the 20th turn, that's when like people are burning each other's cities down. And sometimes you feel like you don't have enough time to figure out the strategy. Yeah, I guess you could still look at your things too, your tech trees. I mean, I guess I should figure out what I'm doing next. I think next I'm just going to try and get to strategy. I don't think I'll have enough though. So this is essentially like Civilization, but much simpler looking. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I have an easier time playing, even though Civilization takes longer than this game technically. I feel like I have an easier time playing. Yeah, I feel like that. Well, right now I feel like just people being able to see me. I know that like at least some of the people are moving towards my position, and I'm fine with that. I'm gonna do that accordingly. This is, I feel like your first 5 turns are the vital part of the game. Like if you could get, yeah. Dude, I hate it so much when people call me when I'm streaming. I feel like everybody in my life knows that Thursday night I'm streaming. I've been trying to move all texts to Signal lately. Like that's part of my New Year's resolution is just to do all my chatting on like a non-profit encrypted platform. But like it's actually been kind of nice because I've moved quite a few people over to Signal to like text with, and now increasingly I'm almost to the point where I could just turn my notifications off for normal texts because there's so much spam anyway. Not as bad as when an election's about to happen though. That's like when it's the absolute worst in Georgia, just because it's a swing state. So all right, here we go with my very unfortunate name. And what do we got? 6. Okay, I'm gonna keep it then. Very quick. Yeah, I'm open to slightly bigger, heavier cues. What would be a better... What would that be better on the Patreon Discord? Yeah, you could ask me heavier questions if you want. We have time. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a bummer. Commander Viral. You lost your time to another player. And I lost my headphone cable under the computer chair. There we go. I love how long this headphone cable is, but I also hate how long this headphone cable is. Yeah, you could tell. You could ask me about anything. I mean, not anything. There's some things I don't want to talk about, but... Oh, everybody's running out of time. I wonder how much time I got left. Damn. Does it tell me? Guess I'll find out when it's my turn. Um, yeah, I feel like I started this cult without meaning it to do it. Um, Man, I don't even know. I was wondering if I should just wait till April because I'll probably be in Burbank, California, or I'll probably be, I'll be in at NAMM, so I'll be near Perfect Circuit. So I was like, should I just wait till then, till when I could actually like have every module available in the world in front of me at once, or should I just start responding to Gmails? Start responding to emails. Some of the Erica synth stuff looks interesting. I don't know. Um, yeah, I kind of, yeah, I feel like I would like to talk to, um, yeah, I feel like I should probably just ask some friends too what they're liking. Like, I feel like it's interesting. Like Jamie Lydell has, he has a pretty big modular that he's been building, and he's using it for more musical purposes than most people, which is, which is like kind of my wheelhouse. I feel like maybe rather than going for like the most experimental thing, maybe going for like something that would be a little bit more musical. That'd be fun. Another thing that it's been forever. I paid a lot of money for an analog computer like a fully fledged analog computer in July, and it still hasn't arrived. And I'm like really annoyed. But yeah, once that arrives, that'll actually give me a lot of ideas of what I could do with the modular, because I could set up, hardcore analog computation stuff. All right. So, you saw my comment on Jeremy's end of year. What are the thoughts on his stance of the relationship between synth YouTubers and gear manufacturers? I mean, I love how real Jeremy is, by the way. Like, I think Jeremy might be the most real YouTuber out there. And I feel like a lot of YouTubers really want to be real. They want to seem as real as possible. And that just kind of, oftentimes that's just sort of an excuse to be, I don't know, aggressive or grumpy or start problems with other YouTubers. Whereas Jeremy seems like an emotional person, and he doesn't curb it. And that's what I love about his channel. At least, especially recently, it seems like he just sort of like got frustrated with the business, and now that's showing in his videos. And that's, I don't know why it shows you a dialogue box every time it does that. And that's, I feel like you're witnessing something really awesome. Like now, with this channel, I feel like it's a rebirth. As far as the relationship with gear manufacturers, he's right. I think that he probably doesn't have as close of a relationship with gear manufacturers as I do. And what I mean by that is, like, with a company like Polyend, I know what their next couple years looks like, unless they're not telling me something out. There's a lot of companies where I'm kind of already, I'm in, I know what they're developing. I don't have any sort of agreement where I can't say anything bad about. I never sign. Some companies have offered contracts where they, where you kind of have to. You're not allowed to criticize it, or even companies. Some companies want you to send them your video before going live to approve, and I've always said no to that. In fact, I had some issues with Novation with that. With basically they wanted something edited, and it was problematic. Yeah. So I'm pretty, so I guess just to go over my policies, just so you know, anytime I took money from Novation. I took money from, I could go down a list of who I took money from, but the only factor on if I took money from a company to make a video is because it was prioritized around their schedule. If they said, hey, we have a product launch in February, and we want, it's going to be on February 10th, and we want a video to come out that week, then I'm going to be asking you for money. If I like the product and then the company has no bearing whatsoever. If I don't like the product, I'll send it back, or I'll ask to send it back. Usually they say no, keep it. But that's happened a lot of times, and I feel like it's within. Most of the time, the reason I don't like it is because it just doesn't vibe with me. usually it's not like if something's like utterly broken and fucked up, you'll have a video, you'll have videos like my MPC one, which obviously did not lead to the most fun situation in the world, but all right, there we go. I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't had my time taken away from me yet. And so, yeah, as far as, it was kind of funny because I thought about making a video, not as a response to Jeremy, but more of like alongside him. And I even told him that. I was like, your video like inspired me. I almost started like recording one just because I felt like so compelled after watching his, but I don't think it needs to be done. And it also feels a little bit like grandstanding sometimes. Like if I'm going to be like, oh wait, hold on, me too, I have ethics. Like I feel like, yeah, I maybe I'm being sent more gear than he is. And so I don't feel as attached to, or, I don't feel like I owe the company anything when this happens. Maybe I'm just getting sent more recently or, in the last year or something. And a lot of that I think is just because, you work with companies. One thing that I was going to point out, I think, and one thing that's like worth pointing out in general is after you get a certain amount of stuff sent over to you as a YouTuber, if you have a channel like this, you're either lying to the IRS or you're having to pay taxes on some of the gifts that, the gifts that you're sent. Like, I think you only have like a, $7,000 gift allowance or something like that. It just changed too. I think it just got a little bit worse. And so, yeah, now it comes down to like, I'm actually paying for things that I don't necessarily want. And I have way too much stuff because I feel like it's unethical to sell stuff that I'm being sent. I feel like it's unethical to like get sent something and gain something monetarily from it, right? Even though the IRS doesn't see it that way. So it gets kind of complicated. And I think it's also I feel like it's put a damper on my enthusiasm for gear, which I feel like is bad for me because it's not as fun, but it's good for you as a viewer because I'm able to be way more objective. Yeah. So that's how I'm feeling about things. Yeah. But I don't think I would do a gear sale. I think I would do a gear giveaway, probably. And I don't necessarily think it would be too, sadly, I don't think it would be a Patreon gear giveaway. I think it would probably be, I don't know, depending on what it was. I think for a lot of things, it could be a gear giveaway to like a local school or something like that. Maybe in a neighborhood that's not that financially well off where they can't afford. Yeah, I think that would probably be better, but I don't know, maybe not. I really need to like get these cities taken over as quickly as possible. Man, I thought Bill would be faster. He's like a speed chess player, so I figured I was actually like, oh, he's gonna get this. But yeah, I do really just want to get rid of a lot of things in my house. Like I'm just constantly, when it comes to furniture and stuff, I'm literally like chopping stuff up with axes and burning it in the yard. It's getting like kind of absurd. Oh yeah. I didn't watch his video yet. I also didn't watch Venus Theory's most recent video. My head's been like completely buried the last 2 days in research for my next video. Like really, really crazy. Let me respond to a chat here. I'm not entirely sure. All right, I need to be fast. I think my time's running. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Got a bunch of points there. Let's make another, or shit, let's do this. Farming, no forestry. Hunting first. Okay, and then take that city. Thank you. And then I think we're good. This really is cheese. This really is speed chess. Did anybody see how much time I had left? I bet I could watch on my YouTube replay. Oh, if I could find the window. There it is. Okay. Maybe it'll show me how much time I have left. No, it didn't. Wow, it doesn't tell you. That's brutal. Okay. Wow. So even being able to replay my thing, that's a bummer. Oh wait, no, up here it does. Duh. Oh, okay. So I'm ranking up time. All right, so when it's important, I'll have a ton of time. Yeah, Popbot apparently is having some sort of problem with his connection. The Seaboard Rise, the Rolly Seaboard Rise. How much is that going for now? 14. That's a company I won't work with. Rolly. They're pretty aggressive about promotion, about internet YouTube promotion. That's a company I just won't fuck with them. And I don't, I mean, it's just when you have like crowdfunding, when you crowdfund stuff and then you change your company name to something else and crowdfund again and then change your name back to it's just like, I'm not working with you. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like even if I do like their product, and I did have a block that I purchased and I threw it out because it just never worked. And like the app was just constantly trying to get me I had an Android app for it and it was just trying to get me to do, it's just trying to get me to buy things. And I was just like, all right, fuck this. But, yeah, I think, you just learn over time. You just learn over time that like, if I do, for example, that Dreadbox video that I just did, right? Like, I am kind of endorsing the company to a point. I'm saying this stuff's cool, you should buy, And when people buy it, and if the company fucks them over somehow, then, well, I mean, look what happened with Bitwig, right? Like, I'm not even I was never even that in bed with Bitwig, but like, immediately the community just looks to whoever has done stuff on Bitwig, and then they say, okay, the company's fucked us over, help. And and then you're kind of in that. And so a company like Rolly, I'm not touching that at all. But why is my character, is it my turn? No. Okay, that scared me for a minute. I was like, why is my character moving around? Okay, it's my turn. All right, move this guy out. We need to do some heavy research. We need to level these cities up pronto. I don't think I'm gonna have enough. Oh no, don't take time to do this. Okay, now I know where some people are. That's good. And I will harvest some fruit and end my turn. Ugh. Ooh, I'm second. Who's winning right now? Oh, I don't know. All right, Simon too. I've only discovered Simon. Yeah, I've already told everybody that you're building a desk, Venus theory. Dude, I hate building Amazon furniture and IKEA furniture so much. I hate it. I've gotten this chair that I'm sitting in right now. I'm too scared that I'll like screw up my connection because I have so many wires connected to me with this and the microphone stuff. But yeah, I bought a Herman Miller chair on a Black Friday sale, and it came in a gigantic box that was like big enough for like Lucy to play in and have fun. And it came in this gigantic box, and I like cut the box open, and the chair just rolled out, fully assembled. And I was like, that's almost worth the premium of having a Herman Miller chair. And I got the Herman Miller chair because I spend about $250 on a new chair every year and it breaks. And I was like, all right, we just need a good one. But yeah, I cannot stand building like the cheap Amazon furniture. It drives me crazy because at the end of the day, it costs as much as like buying source materials from Home Depot and just make it, and takes as much time as just making it yourself. You know, aside from like how much time you'd have to wait to stain the wood or something. That's what drives me crazy. It's like I'm always like, why didn't I just go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy some wood and stain and just do this in the garage? I would have a way better thing. But I have done that with a bookshelf. I bought a bookshelf, a massive bookshelf from I think it was an Amazon bookshelf or something, and it took me forever to assemble. It took me hours. And then like a week later, it like collapsed and fell over and nearly like hurt my dog. And so, yeah, I just, went to Lowe's and bought some wood and built a new bookshelf, and it's heavy duty. It's still standing there. Everybody's like, wow, where'd you get this? What was I going to say? Okay, so yeah, like let's go back over the last year, right? Bill keeps running out of time. I bet Bill, you know what I bet's happening? Bill's fucking working on music. I bet that's what's happening. He has Ableton open and he's hearing which is a very excusable excuse. That's, you want Bill working on music. Yeah, so like it's kind of funny though, going back to like Jeremy's video thing, because I was like, yeah, it was a rich year of drama, wasn't it? Like it started on the tails of the Ian Urbina thing, and like New York Times, and then it went directly into the NFT, the anti-NFT thing, which was like, I think that was the most stressed out I've ever been. From online, not the most stressed out I've ever been in my life, but the most stressed out I've ever been from online, like discourse and stuff like that. I feel like that was the worst I've ever felt from that type of thing. And I think it was just because the volume of people was so high and it was just so unfair. Like it was just very, like there was no way, no matter how many times I explained myself, like there'd be another thread open on Twitter or something where somebody would say, why haven't you explained yourself? And it was like, yeah, that was rough. And then, yeah, I had like a blackmail situation going on at the time, which, wasn't actually blackmail. Like nothing I was like hiding, but it was still a lot of threats. It was, and so I think that was like my first taste of like having the entire internet hate you for a week. Where I started actually questioning my own, like, am I a sleazebag? Like, did I make the wrong move here? I think I was able to feel gaslighted a little bit. But I think it made me a lot stronger too. Like I feel like I could survive something like that next time a lot easier. Just because, yeah. You get used to it and you realize how ridiculous things. And I also feel like everything else that came for the rest of the year, which was like thing after thing, right? Like it was like people are just very radicalized right now. And so every other thing that happened, it was kind of like easy mode, like the NPC thing, like that was affecting me in real life because KnobCon happened right in the middle of that. And so I'd get in the elevator with two people who would both be like, so what about the NPC, man? Haha. And it's just like every conversation I was having was about the NPC gate. And it was all because I critically reviewed a product that was broken. It's just, you kind of realize how absurd things can get. Harvest that fruit, baby. Alright, I should get bonus points now. Cool. Now I can create a defender here. And I can harvest some fruit here. And I was hoping I could harvest something here, but I don't think I can. So I will move this fellow forward and hope that Simon's nice to me for the next turn. Yeah, so MPC Gate. What else? What else happened after that? Bitwig Gate. A lot of gates. I managed to steer clear of what is it? Spitfire Gate. Luckily. Which is funny because that company had reached out both before and after that. And before that, I just didn't. I was just like, I don't like Contact enough, but I am interested in their player, you know. I'm interested in that. But I feel like just I want to move on from samples one way or another. And so I was kind of like a little like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. But, you know, sort of put a cork in it until the future, until I have like a scoring gig or something where I could actually like put good use to the software. And then that happened, and then immediately they were like more aggressive about working together and had a budget and stuff. And I was like, I'm not working with this company as long as it's associated with. I don't even know the Chris, whatever his name is, the guy who runs Spitfire. I don't know anything about him other than follows a lot of far right-wing British transphobic bullshit. And I was just like, I'm not gonna. And it's funny because like sometimes when those things happen, it was like, should I invite him on a stream? Should I be like, should I have a conversation with him and just be like, what's the deal? You know, like, should I invite him on the stream with the trans person? Like that, I would kind of like to do that, but I also don't want to be like that. You know, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of inviting controversy, but sometimes I feel like when you get in those types of situations where all you have is like Twitter and Reddit, and then you don't actually have a back and forth. Like sometimes a lot of things get lost in the fog. Yeah, and it's like I kind of would like to actually ask people like that, like, I don't know, have an actual conversation with them, because I feel like those are always so much more civil. But, you know, then people are like, you're giving him a platform. And it's like, I guess, you know, but he already has one, clearly. Teenage engineering, I wouldn't call that a gate. I mean, that was like your average amount of people being like, fuck teenage engineering, and then people who own teenage engineering who are like, how dare you mention this thing that it's lacking, clearly. Just making sure everybody's working okay here. Ooh, yeah. Broken gate. Yeah, imagine if I, like, had a gate installed and did something really terrible. I don't know. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened in upgrade there. Yeah, maybe I'll have Christian on, and then I'll have Cameron on, pretending to be transgender. How would that go? I think everybody would like that. I think, well, some people would like that. Yeah, 2022 was also the year of there being like straight up mean, not mean, I don't want to say mean, straight up like drama tubers in the pro audio scene. Like there's always been that sort of vibe, but they've never been this level of like, I don't know what the word is, but they've just never really had this sort of platform before, as much as they do now. Which I was hoping I'd have a city to claim, but yeah, Weaver Beats is a good example. Weaver Beats, Weaver Beats is oh yeah, God, I'm totally forgetting. So yeah, Weaver Beats. What about him? He seems like a nice guy. Like I've spoken to him in chats. It's kind of funny because like during the NPC Gate thing, like I wasn't even that familiar with this channel until he did a video on it, and he was like offered me like straight up support, and I was like, no, I'm good, but thank you. That was nice. I'm trying to get him to go to NAMM, believe it or not. I kind of want to like pull him to the side and be like, hey, everything you're doing is amazing. Like you're creating a sort of iDubbbz for the pro audio type of persona, and it's super entertaining. It's like, I love watching the news, like from him. He's a great person for that. But like sometimes it's a little too clickbaity or hostile. And it's like, sure, that can exist. That's fine. But it's almost like I feel like that's going to hurt the future of his channel. Like it's going to box him in a little bit too much. Whereas I feel like, yeah, I feel like if he's a little bit gentler about those things and a little bit less clickbaity, I feel like companies will then be like sending him PR wires and stuff, and he'll actually be the #1 news source. Like I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like his platform could essentially replace the music radar type thing entirely, and in a way more entertaining fashion, and in a way that frankly has, a more modern form of journalism than just repeating a PR wire. So that would be very cool. I hope that he sort of finds a flow that allows him to grow, because you could get boxed in really easy, as Cameron and myself both complain about all the time whenever we try to make content that isn't about pro audio. Yeah, what else was I going to say? Trying to think. Oh, the women producers video. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was one of the first videos that I like, that I had a rumble in my tummy before uploading. I was like, is this going to be the end of me? Is there something because I'm always wondering, like, am I I don't know what the correct word is. So I'm just going to say this, and I hope it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings, or like, I hope it just doesn't seem insulting. But I always wonder, like, is it possible that I'm autistic and I'm not seeing how this is affecting a certain group of people or a certain viewer? That's something that I think about a lot. And I think it's because my psychiatrist suggested that I have autism, and was like, we should get you tested. It's like a 2-day process. And I was like, I don't really, like, unless I needed public aid, or unless it was like stopping me from working, I don't really see a point. Because I feel like most people who know me would agree that I'm on the spectrum somewhere anyway. And so it's kind of funny because I never want to blame anything on that. But when I do make videos like that, even the Intervena thing, I'm like, am I being utterly unfair? Am I being like a complete horrible person for making a video like this? Like, should I take it easy on people? Like, or am I doing the right thing? Am I actually, oh, look at this. I'm discovering everybody's stuff. Oh, we got that city there. I'm going to get that city there. All right, we need horsies. Damn it, I don't have enough. I'm saying the word horsies because I'm an adult. Move a defender out here. Got another city. Okay. And another city there. Oh my God. Guys. I don't know what to say other than I feel very confident about my game right now. Okay. Yeah, so the female music thing, it's like, obviously people are going to be mad about it. I hope that the people who are mad about it are incels, not women, not women producers. I hope I'm not rubbing them the wrong way. Because some of those interviews I did were also difficult. I wasn't I wasn't like, hello, and I'm going to listen. I was challenging in some of those interviews too, just for the sake of like, getting a full spectrum of content. But, yeah, I don't know. So that was the first video I think where I actually was, and having Carly Meter here at the time, she was one of my studio, she was part of like a studio residency program that I had at the time. Having her here actually helped a lot too. Like just having, like I was literally just like bouncing ideas off her for I think they were there here for 8-9 days or something. And that was like pretty much when I was like in the process of doing all the research for the video. So that was also helpful too. Like, I probably would have not been as straightforward, and yeah, it probably would have not been nearly as good of a video if I didn't have her here to sort of guide me through, or not even guide me through it. I guess just having somebody who's actually like a clinical researcher for a living, somebody who does that with brain function, and then also a female who's a music producer, being able to be like, yes, you're on the right track. Cordelia Fine as well. Like, I don't know, just being able to speak to her was like huge. I feel also it's so interesting when you only know somebody through their books, when you read somebody's books and then you speak to them, and it's like you're kind of, you understand them on a level that you may have not. I don't know. Yeah, you're kind of starstruck. You're a star-strucken sponge for information. Yeah, I would love to have a Papillon tribe in this. Yeah, sure. So like, it's interesting too, because everybody's going to have their own, like if you only put the microphone to the producers in a video like that, everybody's going to have their own, their take is going to be made based on the circumstances that they've experienced, which is important from a personal level, but it's not that great for research or a meta-analysis, right? So that's what's so difficult about videos like that, is I heard so many stories and I read so many descriptions and stuff like that. And yeah, I just had to kind of step back and understand that like that's not how research is done. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's just cold. But the video was able to see more enough to not have to really suffer that. Nornax here. Yeah, Era Christina, about I don't know if that's still up in the chat here. I love having this chat up here now, because like anybody rewatching this will know what I'm responding to. I think people just think musicians deserve to suffer. Yeah, and I think it's, I mean, I think it's because musicians have taken the punches and turned the cheeks for so long. Maybe because musicians always seem worried that somebody else is gonna, like if somebody says, "Hey, I want to use your song for a commercial and we have a $500 budget," the only reason you're gonna say yes to that and say no, it's worth more, is because you're worried that another musician's gonna take that deal. Like that's the only reason you'll consider a bad deal. It's because you're always worried that you're gonna get undercut by another musician, and the whole thing it turns us away from each other in a really nasty way. Nornek, what contract do you have Venus Theory under? All right. So I guess I'm not gonna do any attacking yet, but I feel like that time's coming soon. Forestry, man, I'm just not getting enough points for my turns. Yeah. Yeah, Venusaur just has like a laser on his face, like, oh, Midionus. Um, how Andrew Tate feels about women in music. Yeah, I mean, it's so, God, I shouldn't say this on a stream, but so I'm speaking at NAMM on the big stage in a prime time. I have a keynote of sorts. Not really a keynote. I'm not gonna like be wearing a black turtleneck and being like, look at this white brick. Um, I have I don't know, a speech, I guess. And it's kind of funny because when you book those, you have to go through like a little bit of an approval process just to make sure you're not like pissing off the vendors that like help make the whole thing possible. And it is NAMM is a nonprofit. And so I think a lot of people don't realize that it is a nonprofit organization that tries to funnel all of the money that they make through the conference to helping musicians through things like music cares and things like that. And so that's one of the reasons I'm not like, fuck NAMM. Like, that's one of the reasons why I am like, man, I hope we could fix this. Like, I hope we could make this into a more functional and modernized thing. And I believe that it's going to head in that direction. Maybe not so much this year, but in the future. Especially because they're going to have a new CEO and other. I shouldn't even be saying these things publicly, but yeah, it's funny because like any speech I have, it's going to be mentioning that the recording industry and the tech industry, for that matter, want musicians to be divided. Like, they want us to be divided. They want us to not talk about how much we're being paid. They want us to belittle each other. They want us to not communicate between genres or subcultures. Like, that all benefits them so much. And yeah, but I have a feeling my speech is definitely going to be touching on that a whole lot. It just didn't say that in the original description, but yeah. 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 Yeah, what's the legality of that? Don't some companies like literally put you in a contract to tell you that you can't yeah, my partner would know the answer to that question actually very well. Yeah, I wonder if because it is kind of bizarre. And it's funny because like lately I've been talking to it almost seems like a humble brag or something, but not a humble brag, but a brag. But lately I've been communicating with a lot of like people in hip hop, who are like high up, living in mansions, hip hop, and it's so interesting just the difference of like, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I've just been like very transparent about money, very transparent about like piracy, about like everything, and it's kind of refreshing in a way. It's kind of refreshing to talk to someone and just be like, yeah, this person paid me this much, this person paid me this much, I pirate this shit. And you're just like, all right, thank you. That's great. Let's get to work. I got in trouble at my old job because I found out my helper was right out of high school and was getting paid more than I was after 7 years. You got in trouble for finding that out? Like, how did you get in trouble for finding that out? Like, I could see, like, I don't know. I could see that coming down on, like, the person for giving up their salary, or I don't know. But, yeah, that whole thing's fucked. That's why I could never have a normal job. I'd be homeless if I didn't do this shit. Or a fighter. Well, I wouldn't be a fighter anymore. Now I'd be... But, you know, it's interesting because, like, a video that I'm working on in the future has a lot of financial transparency. Like, you're basically going to know how much I make from my music in total, like, without any limitations. And, yeah, and, like, it's, often, sorry, I keep hearing these noises and I think it's my turn. And I think a big problem though is, like, even in the AI video I did, like, some of the comments were just like really like, even with everything that I said about, like, you know, understanding that it seems like a douchebag to talk about your income when you know that people are watching and who haven't made anything off music, and still the response is, you know, sounds like you're just saying that you got yours and we can't have ours, you know. And it's like, it still turns into that weird, like, me versus you type of thing, which is just so damn unfortunate. I just really hate that. How much time? I got 3:40. I got some time on the clock here. All right, so if we were to build up some cities as quickly as possible. Okay, we need to create some adversity over here. Okay, this one's an easy build. Wonderful. Yeah, go ahead, go explore. Nice. Okay. No upgrades available at all. Then I guess I will just continue building up my military here. All right. Yeah, somehow I slid down to 4th. And I've only seen one tribe. Catching up on the comments here. Yeah, well, I think it's like if you're making peanuts off of music, and then you go somewhere like a social setting with other musicians like NAMM, right? You walk around NAMM, I feel like everybody at NAMM's wondering who everybody else is. You know, like, oh, what are they doing? What are they, blah, blah. And so it kind of becomes a bit of a peacock situation, right? Where you're just kind of like, you know, oh, I have this many followers. I make this. Well, I worked with this person. I did this and that. And it's, that's just really, there's not much advantage to that, unfortunately. Another funny thing that I've seen at NAMM in the past, especially this past year, which I saw it at Summer NAMM, I saw it, is small companies going all out to buy a big booth to look bigger, to look like they have a bigger financial backbone, or that they're more professional. And I just thought to myself, like, that's the last thing you want to do. You want to seem like a boutique company. If you're a boutique company, you could get away with charging more. You could get away with, like, shipping errors. And then you're cooler. Like, everybody wants a boutique pedal. They don't want a fucking Boss pedal, you know? Like, they settle for the Boss pedal because you could get it on Amazon for cheap, but, like, what they want is the boutique one. And so, yeah, I always thought that was kind of bizarre. But yeah, that's sort of the thing, right? It's this, like, double-edged sword where if you are making a decent amount of money off music, you don't want to talk about it because you feel like you're bragging, but if you're not, then you don't want to talk about it because you're, then you just seem like a piece of shit, or you feel like insecure about it. But what is funny, and what I'm sure Cameron can, I mean, literally me and Cameron today have been texting about how much companies are paying us. Like, this is an ongoing, I do it with Jeremy. I do it with Steven with Noir. I do it with and I love it. It's great. Somehow in the last year and a half, this little little division of audio YouTubers just share everything, and it's great. It's wonderful. Because a lot of these especially if it comes to companies that want to pay you for a 30-second ad integration or stuff, some of them will offer, they'll offer Cameron $250, and then they'll turn around and offer me $3,000, and it's he has currently he has more engagement than I do and more followers. Why would this? Is it just because you just throw random numbers and go for the cheapest one? Yeah, Dr. Scoot. The thing about that, though, is, well, there's not really... I feel like most of those... The era of going to NAMM to get picked up by Guitar Center is pretty far over. That's not a thing so much anymore. But I think it's possible... Yeah, I mean, they don't think that customers are there. I think they think, they think... Realistically, one of the big reasons a company goes to NAMM is to get picked up by press and to get picked up by media. And then maybe networking takes a back seat to that in some, or front seat, I guess, depending on the company. And then what else is there? It's it's not I don't even think Perfect Circuit went to NAMM. I don't think because I don't even think they went to NAMM last year in any way. And it's that's the entire synth area. If you get your stuff in Perfect Circuit, then you have great shipping and stuff. Yeah, and I had to drive to Burbank to meet with them. I had to spend an hour and 15 minutes in the car to go over there and did a stream from their place. But yeah, it's interesting because it's a lot of they want to see more professional. Ooh, someone's fighting. I see fire. They want to see more professional, but somebody hit me. That's okay. They hit an expendable character. My friend's band was recently feeling guilty because they want to start demanding a minimum for showing up to play at bars. When they were younger, they would play for beer and food. Man, I remember a time when early in the flashbulb career, right? I drew a line and said, I am not playing another show unless my minimum now to book me is $200, which at the time was kind of yeah, nobody's gonna book you. They're just gonna book literally the next person who will play for free because there's a captive audience. And people would come back and be like, we could give you 100, and I'd be like, no, $200. I want $200 to play. And they'd be like, all right. And then they'd give it to, it just became that. And then I'd end up getting booked more because all of a sudden I'm the artist who's worth $200. It's just literally as simple as that. It's as simple as pricing yourself higher than the next person. It's so silly the way it works like that. Sorry, I'm launching my offensive here. All right, we got some research done. That's all we needed. I should have moved this guy there. Oh, no, I did. Oh, I did. Never mind. All right, we're all good. We're all on top of things. So here's a good example of NAMM being good. or a trade show like that being good. Here's a good example of where it actually falls into place really well. You literally you run into people that you know, or people who know me from my channel and say, hey, I've emailed you, or people who know me, recognize my face and say, hey, I've wanted to email you. Talk to them, see what they're up to. And something that doesn't happen over email, or that doesn't happen in these like short Gmail exchanges between companies, is they'll say, yeah, we have this new pedal. Unfortunately, we can't sell it for less than $700 due to we cannot find the components that we initially designed it with. So we either have to redesign it or we have to pay top notch through like a third-party supplier for these components, which drives the pedal way up. And then I say, hang on a second, and then bring somebody over who has a really good connection with a component manufacturer in China. And and then whether or not that works out. But, and this isn't, I'm not saying that like I am the center of NAMM, like this happens all over the place. And that's really good. Like this is like, everybody knows someone in each little part. And so that networking actually works out really well. And it actually works out well for companies. And I'm just describing to you my literal experiences of it. Like that exact situation happened last year, happened at NobCon too. I am banking more time. I think my rapid play has given me, I'm like, I want a good 7 minutes before a major battle happens. I just want to be able to take my time in battle. Modular has had a pretty big boom over the past few years. Do you think there's an impending backlash against it as a format? That's a really good question. I think modular is actually dying a little bit. I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's over, but I think it's dying. And go to WMD Devices homepage and go see what's going on over there. A lot of companies are closing shop. Some just because they've lost the passion, some are selling off their IP and then they're going to make their announcement. Some just, with the component problem and the chip shortage, they just can't keep things affordable. And then a lot of other companies are just selling modules for $700 and stuff. And it's just like super unreasonable. I don't think it's that healthy right now. And I think it is a novelty thing to some degree. At least, the analog modular synth thing. I kind of wish there was a couple companies where I had a very, very rough outline, like just something that I had drawn up about a modular synth format that was like Eurorack compatible, but was entirely digital. And would all run off of the same board, and then you could add on things to it if you wanted to. But still, the component shortage was even too difficult for that. But, that would have been like a $600-700 full modular system. Yeah, my last video. Yeah, and I don't use my modular anymore. I put the 2600 upstairs. I played with it a little bit up there just to like generate noise, and then I'd play the drums over the noise or something, but not enough, not anywhere close to like using it in my own music or something. The price of beer now. I only drink whiskey these days. I had a NAMM booth for a pedal company I founded, Molecular Electronics and Clipping Circuits, and I never want to see NAMM again. Maybe summer NAMM, but ugh. What year was that, Adam? Was that like a long time ago? Was that... I'm trying to do... I've already rented a giant house in Anaheim for NAMM. And most of it's already spoken for, but like we are thinking about doing gear reviews off-site. And I've talked to NAMM about this. I'm very transparent with them about it. Part of me doing a speech there is like in good faith, that like we're all kind of like understanding that's something that has to happen in order for vendors to. But yeah, 2017, 2018, okay. I've been going back and forth in my brain for whether I should get a hardware groove box or simple modular system, and it's eating my brain from the inside out. Do you have any outboard synths? If you do, I would 100%. Why am I speaking in a Georgia? I would 100% say that I do declare you should get a Poly-N Play. Yeah, I would say a Poly-N Play or Poly-N Tracker if you are just looking for a small little groove box that's like endlessly powerful that can control other things as well. And I mean, I'm not saying that out of any obligation with the company. I love the company because I think they make the most rad stuff. Oh, look at this. You can have a giant? Does he have a giant? Not yet. Okay. I'm starting to feel threatened. Yeah, we got a unicorn world coming out here. Yeah, Viral Beats, how big is your Airbnb? That'd be funny if we were like next door to each other. Mine is 7 bedrooms and it has a water slide in the yard. And the entire company of Poly-N will be staying there. It's going to be very, very Polish. All right. Let's see. I'm getting 11 per turn. I have nothing on me now. And we got forestry, so I think I'm just going to build up more points. Yes, sir. Build up my points. And I'm going to do a little bit of trespassing. Border growth. Okay. Nope. This is still so weird to play without a, what do you want to call it? Without a touchscreen. Oh, Viral Beats, did you not book it yet? I feel like that was like a rude way to say that. I didn't mean it in the way that I said it. I'm just mean because like they were already getting really short. But no, I guess if you're not like having to exhibit at NAMM, then you could be a couple miles away. Mine's like a half mile away or something. Oh God, I would hate to have a content house. Geo, I would stave off the thirst for 3 months. 4 months. To be safe. 4 months. Stave off the thirst for 4 months on that dirty wave. If you can. Can't tell you why, but well, yeah, VCV Rack has, yeah, Mi Rack, right? So, yeah, you could get Mi Rack on. Yeah, I feel like the version of VCV, the Mi Rack on iPad, is good enough for. Like, it has enough modules. I've never felt short on anything with it. Who is winning this game? Oops. Oh, well, okay. Simon227 Studio. If I established peace with him, we would be winners of the game together. And I feel like because I'm the flashbulb, he might be more likely to join peace with me. I could abuse my power. Be like, you could be part of my flashbulb posse, man. You know, I've always had a thing with the end winning condition of the game is basically when it's futile or when everything is destroyed and one nation rules all. And most likely, I have a feeling we'll see people just quitting and saying, take it. That's usually what happens, because otherwise you could like sit through 10 turns watching every little last bit of your thing, your city being taken away. The multiple month buffer for gas. I had a that was my thing for tattoos. Is if I had an idea for a tattoo, or if I had the itch to get a tattoo, I would wait 1 year. I would mark it in my calendar, and that would be my time. And weirdly, I don't think the only tattoo. Yeah, there's only one tattoo that I ever wanted that I didn't get, and I'm glad, but. Yeah, it would have been weird. I want to go to a shopping mall. I love shopping malls. I don't know if anybody regrets buying a Polyend play. I feel like there are people I know who have them, who then would like watch the video with me in the Dreadbox playing it, and they'd be like, I need to use it more hardcore or something like that. I could tell you that the Polyend play, speaking of conferences and the Polyend play is the most I've ever seen patrons at a conference sit in front of an instrument, like randomly, like sit and wear the headphones, and 90 minutes goes by and they're still there. I saw that at KnobCon and at NAMM. Polyend play also was awesome because like at KnobCon I was like sort of volunteering at the Polyend booth for a bit just because I could like plug shit in and sit, and and I also like seeing how people interface with things for the first time. It helps me with the channel. Yeah, and I could really see them, like, I could teach somebody how to use it in 3 minutes. Whereas the tracker, while I love the tracker, that's like, yeah, we're going to have to, like, go out to dinner with this thing. Like, there's no way I'm teaching you this in a crowded convention. But, yeah, the Polyend play, it was like, okay, how deep do you want to go, you know? Flash mob are a group that pops up inappropriately in public places and starts singing and dancing, hoping new legislation will be put to stop in the UK. That's a very, like, that's the worst thing you could do to people in England, I feel. People in England aren't very friendly about those things. However, a flash mob in Chicago is like a bunch of teenagers who just run into an Apple store and steal everything, or rob a bunch of people in the street. And I hate to say this out loud. I know this is like not the most popular opinion, but I think it's cool. Not the robbing people in the street thing, but whenever I see those videos of like people robbing, like a bunch of kids just robbing an Apple store or something, I'm like, cool. Like, the shit's insured. Like, that's dope. They're all just like, all right, we're going to run in. We got 60 seconds. It's a big Ocean's 11 thing. I'm all into it. Actually, that's what we should all do at NAMM. Just a big flash mob. Like right after my speech, I'll just be like, ready, go! And then we all just run off with all the gear. How could that go wrong? A ram raid problem? Like people are like stealing male sheep? I played a silent disco last year. It was fun. Ooh, okay, so the Bardor tribe or whatever the hell they're called are over there. All right, I just need to do straight up research. I need my free spirit. Okay. And then I don't know what else. I'm just gonna move my guy over here. I'm gonna continue building this shit up. Do it. Resources. I hate that I can't witness the war happening. Please go that way. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. There's so much. There's so much land for the pillaging. Okay. Now I feel short on time. Resources. Give me one of these guys. And oof, this stuff's getting expensive. Okay. We good. Oh. So you ram your car into a target. I literally was imagining somebody just stealing a bunch of sheep. Huh. How do you feel about that, about the ram raids? Like, it's so... Whoa, somebody just got killed. I don't know who. Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill has been destroyed. Probably because he hasn't played. Yeah, something about like... Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's much more personal for you living in a city where it's happening, but for some reason that sounds kind of cool. Like just driving into a grocery store and like being like grabbing all the deodorant and being like, all right, I ain't gonna stink this month. But yeah, I could see people being like immediately just getting racist about it or some shit like that, like depending on who's doing it. Is cow tipping a thing in America? That's a good question. I don't think it is. I'm going to search that. Is cow tipping real? Yeah, I didn't think it was. Because on my farm, which is a weird thing to say, but like on my family's farm, all the cows sleep sitting down. Sleep laying down. I mean, I'm sure some of them doze off standing from time to time, but like if you got near them, they would wake up and move away. In fact, if you got near them while they were sleeping laying down, they would get up and move away. And I could say that for multiple species, because even I was on a longhorn ranch in Texas a few months ago, and there was like a lot of massive longhorn cattle. And yeah, they were all laying down at night. It was funny because like I would shine my flashlight at them and like take pictures. And it looked like just like busted, like you're busted being a cow. It looked like But yeah, no, I can't imagine cow tipping being a real thing. In LA, all the deodorant and care products are now locked up. It's very annoying. Yeah, that was the thing in Chicago. I went to a CVS in Las Vegas last year, and I swear to God, everything in the entire store was behind like a security thing. It was the most abysmal experience I've ever seen. Like, I was just like, why do you have a store anymore? Like, why is this just not a person that, like, gets it for you? Like, nothing, like candy, everything was behind. I was just like, this is, and I was just like buying like cereal or something to eat at the hotel before bed. Yeah, well, like, another thing too is like, if you're, and again, I just know this from like my family's property, especially if there's calves, like, it's not that good of an idea to like recklessly walk around touching cows. Like, they will fuck you up. They know that they can. They're prey animals, and they usually just want to avoid being near you. But yeah, I mean, cows will ram you. Like, people, well, yeah, obviously bulls, but I mean, how many people die from cows? I wonder. How many people die from cows per year? According to the Center of Disease Control, about 22 people are killed by cows each year. There you go. And I would argue, I don't know this, I would need to look this up, but I would argue that bulls would be responsible for far less deaths than cows, because anytime you see a farm with a bull, they practice like extreme, safety around it. They have it in a pen, they rope it, they do, things like that. They only move around, at night. Whereas cows, people just walk past them. And okay, so how many people get killed by sharks per year? One. There you go. So 22 times more likely to die via cow than via shark. All right, leveling up. Man, there's somebody. Oh, that was stupid of you. Good luck. There you go. There you go. Oh, I was hoping he'd. I mean, this is my strategy. What do we got? 19 for chivalry. Man, I see these burning. So, what I'm wondering is Simon at war with whoever's down here? Anytime you watch the top 10 deadliest animal videos, they're always different. Like, it's like nobody can agree on what animals are deadliest. I just feel like I need a big economic boost here. I have like way too many cities for the amount of money I'm making. I need like Jeff Bezos to come in and pay me to build an Amazon distribution center or something. Did I research climbing? Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm going this way. Then over here, I don't have enough to do chivalry just yet, but that's okay. I will next time. I'm going to level up every city. Actually, do I have enough for roads? I do. But I don't have enough to make any roads. I'll do it, though. It's a worthy cause. Okay. And then this guy will continue. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I don't think I need to do much more. I got 4 minutes remaining. This is actually starting to get intense, believe it or not. Doesn't seem like it, but... Yeah, there's probably more shark attacks, because usually sharks just nip you, and then they're like, I don't want that. But then again, there probably are a lot of cow goring. You know, there's probably a lot of cows that, like, gore people and stuff. Ooh, a corn crib. That sounds fun. I'm gonna go pee. Speaking of corn crib, I don't know what that... Oh man, I hope I'm gonna really have to rush. I don't want to lose my timing. All right, we're good. Simon's Relentless Unicorns. Yeah, I forgot that I just have this. Just piano tech loaded up. Adam, have you ever played Farm Simulator? Is that the one I've been playing? When I say been playing, I put less than 30 minutes into it. It's just like on Xbox Game Pass, so I was like, what's going on here? I also have an assortment of notifications, and I don't know what app they're coming from. Hopefully there's not... Oh, Be Real. Look at that. Anybody use Be Real? I feel like that's probably the best social media site. There. So this is what BeReal's like. You can make that out. It takes like a selfie and a forward one, and you only have 2 minutes to post it. And I have a very, very small friend group on there. And yeah, it's very much just sort of like, I mean, that's the whole point, is like, it's whatever you're doing at that moment, and there's no cheating, really. It even if you take 2 pictures, if you like do a do-over, it warns you. Corn capital of Minnesota. I've been to the corn tower in North Dakota, or whatever that thing is. The corn maze. No, not the maze. I've been to plenty of corn mazes. God, where is that? Bismarck? North Dakota? Mitchell, North Dakota. I've been through this country way too many times. All right, so let's start thinking about my strategy here. I'm still not getting that many. Maybe in my next turn I will. I feel like I should be getting way more stars. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Huh, what a bummer. I bought Factorio for Switch, and it was not good. It was just playing it at that scale was so difficult. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure what that sound's supposed to be. Oh, he got a giant. Man, there is something I cannot do in this game, which sucks. Because anybody watching it, there is like a whole spy thing going on in this game that you could do. And because anybody watching it is not going to be able to. I mean, you can keep that city. That city's fucking terrible. All right. Let's first put a defender here. I'm gonna match it. I don't think we're going to get a melody out of that. I'm searching public domain music sites. Yeah, Muse Open is the one that I want. Ooh. There's no volume control, unfortunately. Ooh. It kind of matches. I guess I could use the weird Windows volume mixer for Google Chrome. There we go. We'll just listen to some Goldberg variations. It is kind of funny how that matches. Popbot is retiring. I should play Shostakovich. I bet you could see who's who by knowing that, seeing whose points go up while they're playing. So we could see who's in the lead. I mean, I feel like this map is massive. Filthy cheater. Everybody can immediately just look at my screen. I know I have live looped in FL. I know there's a setup for it. I think it was in performance mode or something. It's a good question, though. Yeah, you turn on loop recording in the transport bar, set your channel rack length for the number of bars you want to. MIDI control over the channel rack, which, depending on your controller, can either be a breeze or a headache setup. I'm reading this from Reddit, by the way, which is probably not the best. I think the image line forums are going to be much more helpful. Yeah, it's like the basic normal, the normal hashtags with some Polytopia added on the end. You know, I feel like this stream would be, or if we ever do this in the future, I feel like Rise of Nations would be incredible for this type of thing, just because it's real time and it's so chaotic. But at the same time, I don't want to deal with reading other people's. I would never be able to keep up with the chat just because it's so utterly chaotic to play that game. Okay, that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. All right, now we're making 20 per turn. Yeah, dude, Rise of Nations, it sucks so much that's like there's no better RTS than Rise of Nations. It is the best. And it sucks so much that I mean, they updated it so it would play on modern systems. How much does that cost on Steam? I mean, I own it, but I'm just wondering. It's 67% off. Oh my god. Actually, I don't know if it is still. I might be looking at old metadata. It's not anymore? I just saw something saying it was. Weird. I mean, is Big Huge Games even a developer anymore? This might be one of those things where it's okay to CD key it. Wait, how is Total Annihilation better? Nah, no way. I haven't played Total Annihilation in a while, but It's better. It's Rise of Nations wins. It's good, but Rise of Nations is yeah, you got to try Rise of Nations, I think. You got to play them back to back. The problem is like so many of the other ones, like Age of Empires and stuff, is you're just kind of stuck in the same age. Whereas like Rise of Nations, you start as cavemen throwing sticks at each other and then go all the way to nuclear war. And nuclear war isn't too crazy. Like, it's not like you can't destroy the entire planet with one bomb or anything like that. Like, it still is very taxing and difficult to do. But something that's happened in Rise of Nations is I've like been in games where I was playing with like, you know, a group of people or something like that. And we actually knew that like going nuclear would be bad for everybody. It was actually that realistic, you know, which is kind of, yeah. Let's see. Is there any deal? What is with me today? Yeah, wow. Who's paying this much? Command and Conquer got too weird, didn't it? It kind of lost its realism. What happened to the Bach? I know it's all white keys though. How about some Debussy? Really? The results could not be loaded. You don't have any Debussy? Fine then. Chopin it is. No, I only want piano. Yeah, well, like Red Alert got all weird with the mind control thing, didn't it? Well, that's even here in Polytopia, but I think here it's like more of like an influencer type of. I don't think the publisher of Rise of Nations is still a thing. I think Microsoft. I think Microsoft just skims on it. Like, I feel like that's a game where like G2Aing it is like probably okay. Like, where there's not much ethical problems with that because it's essentially, it's been on sale for $1 for so many times. Let's see. It's still expensive even there, even on G2A. On G2A, it's $8.57. Crazy. I mean, the game's worth $100, but, you know, obviously, if you could... The original developers are not being compensated for it, so you might as well just... I mean, you might as well fucking pirate it if you don't care about Steam, honestly. If it's like... Yeah. Man, this does not have that much music. A little disappointed here. More Goldberg variations, even though I'm searching Chopin. Thank you. Thank you, Errar. Enjoy your evening. The music. The music and the sounds. Yeah, there really is kind of a weak selection of, I feel like I should just open MIDI files in Pianotech. Which I suppose I can do. I don't remember where all my MIDIs are. I used to have this big selection of classical MIDIs. Yeah, there's multiple wars going on here. And Simon's not winning. We may actually benefit from a peace agreement. I don't know. Okay. How's that for efficiency? Thank you. Are you actually going to have that giant attack me? Wait, do you even have anybody that can move into my city now? I like how this is scoring it. Yeah, have a good night, Avrocar. What happens when people quit? Do we just like pillage what they had? Yeah, wait, why are we still waiting for Pop-Pot to play? He quit a while ago. I thought. Okay. I gotta go. Okay, yeah. He's not playing anymore. Maybe I can kick people. That could be useful, actually, for this time-taking issue that we're having. Can I do that as the ruler of the... Oh, I don't know who the people are. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, we're just like waiting out the clocks now on players that aren't here. That's kind of shitty by design. Hmm. Oh, they'll be kicked after 3. That's good to know. And Bill's been defeated. I think he just left the game, but I'm assuming that the game probably isn't that. He probably just exited and didn't resign, but I would have done the same thing. I didn't even know resign was a thing until I was rooting through those options. Oops. I kind of wish I could put reverb over all of the sounds. That would be really nice. Actually, maybe I can. I like that. I like how my 100th stream is by far my slowest paced. It's kind of nice. I need a nice chime. There. All right. No, thought that was my turn. Not yet. Yeah, if they had reverb over them, it really would be a nice addition. What is that? No, I'm not looking at the screen. What is that noise? The whoosh. Nice, thanks. Thanks for that extra money. Okay, you're getting a defender. You're taking that city. You're going to spawn a knight. You're going to get a road. You're going to get a road. Everybody gets a road. Roads for everyone. Gonna work on the infrastructure of this place. There we go. Now we have a super unit. Lovely. And I suppose that's it. There we go. That was a productive turn. No, there's Claire de Lune. Sorry, I'm trying to find my volume control. Sound mixer. There we go. Hey, Weaver Beats. How are ya? I'm liking the desperation. I kind of want to play this now. I need a reverb on this. Okay, I think Popbot's going to get kicked now because he hasn't played in long enough. There we go. Yay! Game will move faster now. Oh, lovely. It's really louder than I need it to be. Turn that down. Should be nice and quiet and chill. There we go. no, is it my turn? No. Can I finish this song before it's my turn? That's a whole register down. Alright, what's going on in the game? A lot of blood, a lot of destruction. Oh, we only have 4 players left. It's good to know. Alright. And this is it being played in the wrong key. I think. Or I played it. No, I think this is the wrong key. I don't know who Curtis King is. I need to Google it. Yeah, this person played it way cleaner than I did. What the fuck are you doing? That weird noise. American hip-hop artist. Yeah, I don't know this guy. I'm so lost with the modern beat scene. Viral beats, you're right. He has to go to NAMM now. Yo, Weaver Beats, do you know who London on the Track is? Are you familiar with that cat? All right. Come on, give me one more here. Yes. No. There we go. Take that, fucker. Fuck your unicorns. You wanna fucking play? I'll play. Weaver Beats at NAMM. I'm in. I dig it. I think we're gonna have a good NAMM crew this year. I like it. It's gonna get saucy. I got an Airbnb with 7 bedrooms and a water slide. In case anybody likes water sliding. Got Venus Theory's gonna be there. We got Steven Noir's gonna be there. I think I'm gonna offered to buy Jeremy a flight and put him in a house down there. But why is anybody that pissed off about a tier list? I mean, I say that because I was like S tier or whatever. Wait, so they're doing a live stream right now? God, I love that. I feel so good to not be involved in drama. Yo, is fucking Ave McCree on is even though they're arguing on the phone? Who argues on the phone? Did Ave McCree being low on your list? Is he on like suicide watch for that? Did he come out at you in any bad way? He's not the best with criticism. Yeah, I mean, anytime you do a list like that, you're gonna get backlash. I mean, dude, look at the shit that I do on my channel. Like, the backlash I get for, like, saying a synth is expensive. You're always gonna get it. It's probably not as... I would imagine it's probably not as frustrating when you know that you're gonna get it, like when you make content. Oh. It's just part of it. But no, earlier in this stream we were talking about like the last year of controversy, and like earlier in the year, like in January, I think that was the first time I was ever like in January of 2022, January of 2022, I think that was the first time I was ever like fully stressed out, like my life was, you know, taking a hit. My mental health was taking a hit from the amount of but that was just crazy because it was like a video that had millions of views and it was about NFTs, and like a publicist essentially made up some bullshit about me, and it just like was a massive hate train. And then like the rest of the year I just felt like anything like that, I just sort of skated through it like mentally. Like I was like, this is fine. My keys are way back there. Yeah, sort of. I agree with you to an extent. To an extent, the only place that, and it's kind of funny because I feel like I say this as like I'm like in some sort of big brother role that I don't actually have with you, Weaver Beats. Like obviously you don't have to listen to anything I say. I think one of the things that I ran into like something that gets frustrating over time when you've been, like, once you've grown something long enough, is like when you get pigeonholed as like the controversy guy. Like, oh, wait till Benn hears about this. That's gonna be, and you're expected to have like a fucking crazy take about everything. That gets really, really exhausting, I think, when, like, it's fun, and then it gets really exhausting when it comes time to grow the platform and expand out. And then it's like you start running into like limitations, or I guess, it's like at odds with professionalism in some areas. And, you know, part of me is always like, I don't give a fuck. And then the other part of me is like, yeah, but I really want to like do these videos and I can't because of, you know, these limitations. And then also, yeah, I feel like, I guess that's it. I feel like it's important to like know that the algorithm really staples you to the content that gets you, the content that gets you attention at first. And then after that, it's kind of neither here nor there, but it's kind of a bummer, because it's like the thing that gets you the views is also the thing that, like, you can't do that forever. So like your growth will always have a weird ceiling, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Like, I think I just learned that from like my Behringer video and stuff, is like, all of a sudden it just became a thing where it's like, if I'm bitching about something, the video is going to skyrocket. And if I'm not, then, you know, and fortunately though, I've had a couple science videos that broke out of that. And another problem is that, like, if you're making content constantly, I feel like you get to a certain point. Like, if you have a video where you shit on a plugin, right? Like, whatever, an isotope plugin, let's say. And you're totally right when you shit on it, and that video gets 500K views, you're going to have to get a lawyer. And that blows. That's the worst. I talked to a lawyer today, not about a past video, but about a future one, just so I don't say stupid shit. And it still cost me like $1,500 just to like talk about a Sony contract. You know, it's like about things that I can disclose in a video and that I can't about like a public proceeding. But the like, yeah, I really like, I think I mentioned this before, like, it's almost as if like an iDubbbz-ish personality is delivering me news about the pro audio industry, and that's like the most refreshing thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the last morsel of the world that needed or had any use for music radar. Like, you've destroyed that. Like, now you can take over. That's yours. Like, you have the audio news in a way more entertaining way, in a way more entertaining fashion. I don't know. But I do think that, like, sometimes if the growth is slow and steady, you'll just end up with like every company sending you their PR notes and doing your job for you, and then you could just commentate on it. Whereas, like, otherwise, I don't know. But then again, I mean, yeah, growth is growth. I don't have any answers. Last year I was like obsessing a little bit about growth, and this year I just decided that it's like, it's noise and it's fine. Enjoy what you do. On the Osmos, no, I don't have it. I don't have an Osmos. I did not do work on it. I know the main person at EspressoV, but I'm not. I don't know him well enough to get one of the few Osmoses that are prototypes that are around yet. Sadly, I was hoping he'd be like, "Hey, we have some. But no, he's much friendlier with Cuckoo, I think. That's fine, though. At the very least, I'll play with one at NAMM, so that'll be nice. But that's like the one piece of gear that I really, really want. The music gear, at least. Look at this. I have 7 minutes to just dwindle around and... All right. Interesting. Well, I'm going to keep my expansion here. Man, I thought I could connect this city a little bit easier. Whatevs. Any other brilliant strategic moves I need to be making? Yeah, I remember hearing about Osmos. I don't know if it was like from the announcement or if it was a thing. I remember hearing about it in 2019, and I was still like meh. I was just like comparing it to Rolly Blocks in my head, and I was like, this fucking thing's not gonna be that great. And then Jacek from Polyen was like, dude, it's gonna change everything. And then yeah. What do you mean without the synth stuff? Let me look at the page. Yeah, it's a standalone. Yeah, that was initially not going to be the idea, right? But I understand why. And I think it's from people being hard-headed with the touche. Yeah, no, it's not vaporware. It's coming out. It's being made. I think it's shipping in May now. Like, I think it's actually, it's in production. And then I think the orders you do now, like the initial pre-orders are going to be here probably in like March. And then after that, I think the ones that you put in now are for May to June. And I mean, there's like thousands being made. It's a very real thing, fortunately. I have no idea like what the quality control is or anything like that, but yeah, the touche is very... Touche is like so useful if you're actually using it right, but like most people just like hook it up to one perimeter, and so I kind of understand why it's a polysynth. Yeah. Yeah, and I know that like the super early ones shipped in like now they're shipping. Which reminds me, I need to like look up when that goddamn analog computer's coming. I'm sick of looking up when the analog computer's coming. I'm looking at my emails. I wish I could show everybody my emails. I love gas. Are there people that... I'm like wondering why some of these are not expiring yet. Like I don't see any movement. I'm just getting worried because I'm running out of time. Yeah, I feel like at 10 I'm going to have to call it. Yeah, this is a slow game. And there's 4 people. And I'm apparently the lowest. Oh, you know what? It's happening on the server, though, so I can leave and they can continue, which is good. Oh, no, I'm not last. There's another tribe, probably one from somebody who's not playing. But okay, that makes me feel better that I could leave at 10 if I need to. And Birdemic. I don't know what that is. Oh. Oh, so it's kind of like the birds, but modern. Birdemic to the Resurrection. This seems like one of those movies that's like intentionally made because people hate it or people think it's funny or something. Yeah, it feels like a... Yeah, worst film of the year. Maybe I'll intentionally watch bad movies at night at NAMM. I need to stop planning things for NAMM because I'm not going to have any time to do anything if I do that. Yeah, I wish, yeah, next time we do this, we definitely have to do a real-time strategy. I feel like this would have been over a long time ago if everybody was moving at the same time. Yeah, I feel like the war here is, yeah, what are you doing? Um, sure. I don't know the reach of my knights. I love Steven Seagal movies, especially the newer ones where he only moves like twice in the entire film, like he's just sitting. I like love the older Steven Seagal. I like Van Damme movies. Double Impact, the one where he's like in the bayou, the New Orleans one, whatever the fuck that one is. God, forgot what it was called. And then Steven Seagal, I just love any movie. You know how he just turned black? Like not his skin, but like his voice. He just started talking like a black person. Like that's my that's my wheelhouse. I love watching that version of Steven Seagal evolve into whatever the fuck that like fat piece of wax evolved into, but it's incredible. I could talk shit about Steven Seagal forever. So like, okay, let's get this going. How many views? Let me make sure I don't have like more than 20 viewers. 30. Goddamn. Okay. So Steven Seagal, just from, I don't know, you know, it's kind of funny, like when you're involved in martial arts and you have these people that were heroes when we were younger that are very much not that anymore. Steven Seagal, so the first thing that you need to know is Jean LaBelle. Jean LaBelle was a judoku, and an amazing judoku, and he also like had some shit to do with professional wrestling. I think just because like that was the only way that he could make a living at the time, yada yada. So, allegedly, Jean LaBelle was either doing stunts or doing like something on a set with Steven Seagal, and Steven Seagal ran his mouth to, said something about like, judo's for pussies, some dumb shit that Steven Seagal would say. This is pre Steven Seagal's a black person. This is when he spoke in his normal voice and he wasn't like, "Hey brother, he didn't do any of that." And so, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just that when you suddenly do that for no reason, it's just like jarring, I think. When you just like turn 60 and just start, speaking that way, it's a little weird. Okay, hold on. I got some moves to do here. So let's see. I think we'll start here. I think we'll go here. I think we'll go here. Then I think we'll go here. Then I think we will go... Then we'll upgrade. Then we'll go here. This is a tough one. What's beyond this line? Aha. Then we'll go there. Then we'll go there. And then we'll go there and take that city. Right. I feel so bad. I feel a little bad for like the rage that Simon must have felt through that entire process. It's probably not been the funnest, but I was waiting for it. I was planning. Okay. So, where were we? Steven Seagal. So, Jean LaBelle basically says, well then, I'll put you in a choke. Not even like a threatening way, not like I'm gonna put you in a choke, but like just like, I'm gonna put you in a choke. You could see what it's like. And so, Steven Seagal's like, yeah, right, okay, try it. I'll knock your arm off, or whatever the hell kind of a threat Steven Seagal would have. I can't get in there, damn it. I really wanted to. Whatever, I could do some damage. So that happens, and Steven Seagal puts him in a choke, sorry, Gene LaBelle puts him in a choke, and then Steven Seagal shits his pants. And that's like, a lot of people were on that set, and a lot of people could verify that Steven Seagal just went out from a choke and shit his pants on set. So that, another one of my favorite things about Steven Seagal, which is like horrible and I shouldn't laugh at, but like, I think it just shows like how sort of pathetic things got, with him. So he, when the Me Too movement started happening, it's like he got Me Too'd like, like 20 times. And like everybody, their reaction was just like, well, yeah, like nobody, it never broke the news. It was never a thing. He has so many sexual harassment lawsuits and even like sexual assault, like that he's been under investigation for. And the guy's just like so nasty in that regard that like it surprised, like it never even really made the news. Everybody's just like, well, yeah, obviously, like look at him, like that's another. Okay, so then there's a Saturday Night Live incident where every member of Saturday Night Live at the time, basically like when they have a guest, the guest helps write the scenes or whatever. And apparently Steven Seagal wouldn't do any scene unless he was kicking someone's ass in it. And so they had to write scenes where like, he was like, so you want to date my daughter? And then he'd throw somebody out a window and things like that. And the entire cast was like, this is the most miserable episode of the show we have ever done. And it's all his fault. Fast forward to, 10 years ago, Steven Seagal, Anderson Silva, he wants to train Anderson Silva, the UFC legend. And Anderson Silva allows him to like go to his training camp and jokingly pretends to be, like Steven Seagal's like putting him in wrist locks, and Anderson Silva's like throwing himself on the floor and going like, oh, please help, and Anderson's like the nicest guy. And he has a very high voice like this. And he's just like, just enjoying himself and like humoring Steven Seagal in like not a mean way, just like, oh, this old man actor wants to come. And so Steven Seagal doesn't realize that it's humoring him. And he goes on to claim that he trained Anderson Silva for the next fight, and then actually shows up to the next fight and takes credit for like Anderson Silva's like face kick and stuff. And then people are asking Anderson, and he's put in this like awkward place where he's like, oh yes, Steven Seagal, he helped me very much, yeah. And it's this very bizarre thing. I mean, there's so many Steven Seagal stories that are amazing. I just hope that there's a documentary about him someday. Oh yeah, then he has that blues band. That's right. Yeah, every Steven Seagal movie that I've seen recently, and it sucks because none of them are on streaming services, and they're all just like his own company that's like also a Chinese company or something. And yeah, and he never stands. He's sitting all the time. He's always wearing like, 5 different wardrobes at once to like hide his body. And yeah, and he always has like a younger protege that he's like teaching to do something, and or who he's like, the master of or whatever. And usually he doesn't have any fight scenes. He does have sex scenes, which is concerning. And it seems like he's writing those in himself. Like, I feel like that's like his last chance to be touched by anybody. I don't know. The whole thing's very disturbing. Oh yeah, and he has something in his ear. I'm just amazed that the dude still exists in any, you know what I mean? Like Corey Feldman, right? Like Corey Feldman has tried very hard to make like very serious comebacks after like reaching sobriety and stuff. And I know he even has like an active YouTube channel that he like has like put money into. And what's his, let me find it. Dude, I have almost 4 times as many subscribers as Corey Feldman. That is so pathetic. Like, Corey Feldman is a likable guy to most people. Like, you know, he's at least like this likable person that we all have like pleasant memories about. But like, Steven Seagal's a piece of garbage. Like, how is he still in like so many movies, and how are there still so many productions and people working with him? It makes no sense to me. Oh my God. And then he was a cop. Do you remember that? When like he had the reality show where he became like, I don't think he actually like went through, because you know, he can't like climb a wall or run half a mile or anything. But I think he just got like his little like honorary cop thing. Oh, what's it called? The constable? Yeah, he got a constable, you know, just because like some sheriff liked his movies. So he got like a little constable card. And yeah, and so he was like, well, you know, naturally, after you get your little constable card, you want to become a police officer and have a reality show. So he has this reality show, and just like, can you imagine? And God, I'm trying to remember this reality show. It's anytime he's on any form of television, of reality television that I've seen him in, he will speak in the accent of the person that he's speaking to. Like he will bow to an Asian person. He will speak in, you know, African American vernacular English to a black person. He will, like, I swear to God, I've heard him speak in like the sort of Vato English dialect, I guess, whatever you would call it, the Hispanic West Coast accent to any, like, you know, Hispanic looking person that he's encountered. I just don't know how the guy exists in any fashion, like in modern society. It's, the whole thing's very disturbing. And I'm sure he's a big fan of this channel. He's probably crying. Sometimes I play this game and I get, like, in moments like this is just 100% me, like, being angry that, like, my city got taken over and I'm just making terrible choices. But I am quitting soon, so might as well make some terrible choices. I don't actually need to make these terrible choices. I could almost certainly have my crew come down here and maybe. Yeah, I could take my city back. All right. I don't know what else to do. Do I have something I can mine or farm over here? Maybe I could connect this. Do I have a road? All right. Sheriffs? No, sheriffs have to, that's a good question. I think they do have to go through some sort of training. Yeah, okay, so where I am here, where I live in Cobb County, to become a Cobb County Sheriff Deputy, You have to complete the mandatory 10-week basic Georgia Peace Officer Standards and Training Program at the North Central Georgia Law Enforcement Academy in Austell. And then I think a lot of times you need more than that. Yeah. That makes sense. And I know that, like, at least here, a lot of prison guards will then work as sheriff deputies. Like, they'll be prison guards and then they'll go through the program while they're prison guards and they'll get, like, graduated to it or something. But yeah, I can't. But, and a sheriff's deputy, so I think the sheriff is like a police chief type of thing. And they just handle like slightly different things here. It is kind of confusing, but like sheriffs like handle evictions or something like that. They're generally not as, in terms of like most of the things you hear about, generally the police are worse than the sheriffs. Steven Seagal had an energy drink. How did I not know about this? Oh, he's a special representative for Russia-U.S. cultural links and historical heritage. Well, you know, with him being from Russia and all. Yeah, I know that he is a big, like, Putin stan. All right, let's go over his allegations and lawsuits. Early 1990s. It's just like broken down by year. 1991, during filming for Out for Justice, Warner Brother employee Rhiannon Malone, Nicole Sellinger, Christine Keeve accused Seagal of sexual harassment. In return for remaining silent, Malone and other women received around $50,000 each in an out-of-court settlement. Around the same time, at least 4 actresses claimed that Seagal had made sexual advantages, typically during late-night casting sessions. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 7. In another incident, Jenny McCarthy claimed that Seagal asked her to undress during an audition for Under Siege 2. So that's 8. That's before 1995. So 5 years, 8. Yeah. 1995, charged with employee discrimination, sexual harassment, and breach of contract, Cheryl Schumann filed a case against Seagal, accusing him of threatening and beating her during the filming of On Deadly Ground. In August 1995, Los Angeles Superior Court judge dismissed the case, calling the claims repetitive and unintelligible. Okay. 2010, 23-year-old Caden Jen filed a lawsuit against Seagal in North Court, requesting more than $1 million in damages. In her suit, she alleged Seagal engaged in sexual harassment, the illegal trafficking of females for sex, failure to prevent sexual harassment, and wrongful termination. Seagal denied the allegations, but his reality show, Steven Seagal Lawman, was suspended while his attorneys resolved the case. On July 14th, 2010, three months after the lawsuit, she withdrew her claim without an explanation, which means that she signed an NDA. Next year, 2011, Jesus Sanchez Lavera filed a lawsuit against Seagal over his part in Maricopa County police raid with heavy weapons, notably including an Army surplus tank of Lavera's residence for suspicion of cockfighting. The incident was taped for Seagal's A&E reality show. Lavera was seeking $100,000 for damages caused during the raid and a letter of apology from Seagal to Lavera's children for the death of their family pet. Lavera claimed that his 11-month-old puppy was shot and killed during the raid. Lavera failed to file court-ordered paperwork for his attorney, withdrew the case. I'm like, okay, fuck's sake. 2017 allegations. Actress Porta de Rossi accused Seagal of sexually harassing her during the movie audition. De Rossi alleged that during the audition of Seagal, I've heard about this one, he told her how important it is to have chemistry off screen before unzipping his pants. On April 18th, appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Katherine Hagel alleged that the final day of shooting Under Siege 2 that Seagal told her that he had girlfriends the same age as a 16-year-old Hagel. Kimmel responded by displaying a photo from the film's promotional tour showing Seagal's hand in Hagel's chest while they posed for a photo. On November 9th, 2017, Dutch model Fabiola Dadis posed a statement on her Instagram account stating that she also had been sexually assaulted by Seagal years earlier. This is exhausting. 2018 allegations and investigation. Rachel Grant publicly accused Seagal of sexually assaulting her in 2002 during filming Out for Kill. In February 2018, the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office acknowledged that it was reviewing a potential sex abuse case involving Seagal. In March of 2018, Regina Simmons publicly claimed that in 1993, when she was 18, Seagal raped her at his home. She arrived for what she thought was a wrap party for the movie On Deadly Ground. Man, this took a dark turn. I did not know about all this stuff. This is fucking crazy. But it brightens up. 2020 federal securities violation settlement. On February 27th, 2020, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission announced settled charges against Seagal for failing to disclose payments he received for promoting an investment on an ICO conducted by Bitcoin 2Gen. Seagal was promised $250,000 in cash and $750,000 worth B2G tokens in exchange for his social media promotions and press release in which he wholeheartedly endorsed the ICO, which violated the anti-touting provisions of the federal securities laws. Without admitting and denying the SEC's filings, Seagal agreed to pay $157,000 in disgorgement, representing the actual payments he received for his promotions, plus prejudgment interest, and a $157,000 penalty. Seagal also agreed not to promote any securities, digital or otherwise, for 3 years. Victim of attempted extortion, conflicts with stuntmen. Then it goes on to talk about how he has some political views where he is supporting the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Is there a worse person in the fucking world? I mean, he's still working. You know what I mean? Like, working. Like he makes his own films, pretty much. Well, it looks like he hasn't made a film in a while. Looks like Beyond the Law was his last film. That he was in. No, that had a separate director and producer. General Commander in Beyond the Law. So COVID must have really, hit him hard. Or the federal security thing. Yeah, he probably doesn't have the money to produce his own films anymore. That's probably the whole issue. Wow. I really want to see what Beyond the Law 2019 film has pulled off on IMDb. We got a 3.8 out of 10. Good Lord. And how old is this piece of shit? $70. Jesus. Alright, I'm doing one more turn and then I gotta hop out, unfortunately. So I gotta play this smart. I got 5 minutes and 26 seconds to just fuck the world up as much as possible here. I feel like I would have had a slightly better chance had my entire position not been not been visible on YouTube. I mean, maybe nobody took advantage of that, but I would. I don't know, maybe I should just, like, SimCity this and just finish my roads so that way whoever invades me can just have a beautiful little community. Oh, my network has been complete. That's good to know. Sure, give me resources. And you could mine that if you want. It's fine. Take the pony. Keep growing this. I wish his name was Steven Seagull, like a seagull bird. I don't know why. I just kind of wish. That would be cool. Yeah, whoever invades me after I quit is just going to have a beautiful city. I feel good for them. Look at that. We'll put a park in there. Yeah. All right. And then I guess I'll just, like, I don't know, attack. All right. Well, goodbye. Goodbye, Polytopia City. I'll attack your giant. You could kill my guy. Get extra stats. I'm just helping people out now. All right. That's it for me. Boo. I could stay and watch. That's good to know. All right. Well, yeah, I wish I had more than 3 hours. Oh, but Lucy's got to pee. But yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching the 100th stream, which has turned out to be the most boring stream, but we're going to do Rise of Nations in the future. There's a couple synths that I actually want to check out that I have on the docket. I also would like to check out some, I'd like to play more with, like, you know, hardware. That'd be fun. And whatever ideas you have, let me know in the Discord, stream ideas, because, yeah, I'm down. I'm down for anything. Almost anything. Well, thank you for watching 100 times, and, let's get to 200. And, yeah, all right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful evening. And thanks for playing Polytopia with me. Sorry it took so long. Everybody was playing. Sorry for having the most unfortunately named capital in the history of this game. I promise you we don't name them ourselves. It's random.